just wanted to say a quick few words and then we will start with the session. So, first of all, to all the board members, panel members, I really appreciate अड्डा 24/7 की तरफ से आप सभी का आभार और this is the first UPPSC we are hosting and conducting, and we have got our candidate ARNAV MISHRA, who's got sociology is his optional. Or Pulkit ji, thank you so much for connecting. Thank you very much. And Prabhat ji and Bhaskar ji. Yes. I think Pulkit sir, आप mute पे हो.
Yeah, I am there, sir. I am there, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Good.
So I think we shall start the interview process, and I would request Bhaskar. I would request Bhaskar sir to start the interview session with asking all object and subject questions from ARNAV MISHRA, and then simultaneously from Bhaskar sir to Prabhat sir, and then to Pulkit sir, and I will end the
Okay, sure. Okay.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having all of us.
Good evening, sir.
So,
good evening.
Good evening. So, Arnav, so yes, you belong from Raebareli, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, can you tell me like some 3 things for which Raebareli is famous for?
Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, politics. It has been a center of politics since a long time after independence. Secondly, sir, in the Indian national movement, it was famous for the nationalists who hailed from here. And thirdly, sir, the one district, one product, that is the wooden products from here, are famous. And recently, sir, one of the wetlands had been announced here, Samaspur Pakshi Vihar. So for that, it is also famous.
So you mentioned some nationalists. Can you name some of them?
Yes, sir. Rana Beni Prasad Madhav was involved in 1857 revolt. Then after that, sir, Baba Ramchandra was also involved. Sir, then later on, sir, it became the Janmabhoomi of the Nehru family, and Feroz Gandhi later on was also involved in politics from here only. And then we continued the legacy.
So, Arnab, so you are appearing for this UPPCS interview for the first time, or have you like been through this process before?
No, sir, this is my first time.
First attempt, okay. So what did you do to keep yourself motivated all this while in the preparation phase? And I mean, what all things do you pursue apart from the studies?
Sir, the motivation part, sir, first of all, the service in itself is a kind of motivation for me to be able to serve the people of the country. That kinds of inspires me a lot. So that has kept me going through the process. Along with that, sir, certain hobbies also I have pursued along with the core curriculum part, like singing is one of my hobbies. Then I do play a guitar as well. And recently I am developing yoga as well as reading books as well as a hobby, so that it keeps me on the right track and it utilizes my time positively.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you said that you have been pursuing singing. So
yes,
tell me at least 3 differences between Hindustani and Carnatic music.
Okay. Sir, the Hindustani, as the name suggests, has been evolved in the Awadh and the North Plains of India, whereas the Carnatic music has been from the South. Sir, the Carnatic music is very much original in its form, while the Hindustani music has the fusion from Persian and other forms of music that has fused into it. Thirdly, sir, in the Carnatic music, sir, gharanas are not present, so variation from the originals are limited to an extent. But in the Hindustani music, sir, gharanas are present, so each area represents a different tone of the music. So in these way, apart from many other differences, they are different.
Right, good. You have pursued your education from Jodhpur.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Arnab, yes, tell me what is the reason why this whole bunch of IITs do not, I mean, they are the premier institutions of India in terms of engineering, but they do not find their name in the global top 100 list or whatever ranking is being brought up.
Yes, sir.
What are the factors that are hindering the,
Yes.
yeah, please
Sir,
continue.
sir, multiple reasons could be cited. Firstly, sir, the indexes that we see are usually Western oriented. So the criteria upon which they judge the institutions are very much Western oriented. For example, sir, the teacher student ratio, as well as the foreign student influx ratio. These are the criteria for which the foreign universities are famous for. But we cannot deny the fact that, sir, in Indian institutions, even in the premier institutions, there is still lack of funding for the projects. There is still lack of the IPRs which are growing. Along with that, sir, the basic instruments as well as the infrastructure that is present for the research. Along with that, sir, the number of research papers that are coming out are still less. And sir, the foreign teacher-student ratio who are involved in, for example, IITs, and the foreign students coming to India are lesser in numbers. So these some factors limit the ranking of the IITs. Even though, sir, they are climbing in the ranking, the IITs and the IISTs, they are climbing, but at a very slow pace.
Right. So consider yourself an administrator in a position as a policymaker. Right. So consider yourself as a policymaker and suggest me measures that you would want to see in terms of improvement in research in these premier institutions.
Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, the issue of funding could be resolved by diverting funds from the CSR funds, that the corporate social responsibility funds could be diverted there. Secondly, sir, sharing of the infrastructure. If one institute is having good infrastructure or the facilities or the technology, then that could be shared along the institutions. Thirdly, sir, improving the teacher-student ratio, that is filling up the vacancies as fast as possible with qualified teachers, so that it improves the ratio. Along with that, sir, fourthly, the linkage between the institutions as well as the industry is very much important, so that the curriculum is very much research as well as job oriented, so that people find good opportunities for employment.
Okay. So Arnav, recently there has been a report which says that India will overtake China in terms of population by 2023 or 2024. So population brings a lot of challenges with itself, and I mean it's also been cited as a reason for India's backwardness. There's always been considered a perpetual bugbear for India, population. So do you think population is the only reason that is causing this so-called backwardness in India, or there are other factors too?
Sir, various factors could be cited, though population is one of the main criteria. Sir, population is just like a two-edged sword. It could be the demographic dividend if you utilize it properly, but if we are not able to utilize the proper demographic dividend, then it becomes a problem for us. Sir, but apart from population, other reasons are present. For example, sir, but they are very much derivative from the population as well. Like the poverty is there, the inequalities are there in the income, the deprivation is there, the malnutrition is there, the quality of education is still lacking behind. Even though, sir, we are catching on all those human development parameters, but to some extent, sir, they are all linked to the population. So in my opinion, sir, it would be necessary to have a check upon population, but in a judicious and in a democratic way.
Right. So there has been talks about a bill regarding population. You must have heard about it in the news. So
yes.
What do you think about having a bill that limits the number of children that a person can have?
Sir, the idea is very much positive that we have to limit our population because it's cause of problems. But sir, in my opinion, sir, just the legislative part of it will not serve as a panacea, because it's an issue which is very much rooted in the society. So in my opinion, sir, a bottoms-up approach is needed. And along with that, sir, various forward and backward linkages, for example, educating the people and socializing the people, making the health policies available to the people. So these are also, along with that, very much necessary so as to counter the menace of rising population.
Okay, so you must have filled your DAF and you must have mentioned your preferences for services, various services that the state has to offer. So what are your top 5 preferences?
Sir, firstly would be deputy collector. Then, sir, DYSP would be the second. Sir, then revenue officer would be the third. Then fourthly, sir, the RTO officer would be fourth, and sir, fifth will be the DPRO, that is the district Panchayati Raj officer.
Okay, Arnav. Let's say you are selected as a DYSP in UP government. So what, according to you, are the top challenges that UP is facing in terms of law and order right now?
Sir, in law and order, sir, firstly, it would be security of women. It needs to be looked upon seriously. Secondly, sir, rioting or lynching or some problems like that. Sir, vigilantism has become rampant at certain places, so that needs to be curbed, although the administration is working very hard. So thirdly, sir, the general law and order problems are also present in the system, whether it be the problem with the jails or with the excessive numbers of pending cases or the brutalities that are present, even though fringe elements are there and the government is working upon that. But I will be focusing upon that.
Okay, so as a follow-up question, and maybe my last question, I would like to ask you, suggest me some measures, some remedies that will help improve the law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh.
Sir, the accountability and the transparency part should be very much focused upon. Sir, very basic measures would be, sir, the installation of CCTVs at places, sir, installation of citizen charters, so that if there is any problem, then the citizens could reach out to the administration. Sir, then putting up a friendly face. For example, there is a colonial notion of law and order in India that people do fear about that. So that notion needs to be changed. They need to see a happy and friendly people. Along with that, sir, fastening the investigations is one of the things, and making it transparent so that people do have trust in the administration. So they will improve the quality of law and order. Along with the social measures are also there. Basic measures.
I will just like to ask you, how would you make this investigation part transparent? That is my last question to you.
Sir, the investigation part, sir, as much information that could be safely devolved to the people. Even though, sir, the criteria of national security as well as, sir, the administrative secrets do happen, the official secrets. But apart from that, things need to be devolved to the people so that they can be involved. Along with that, sir, the quality of investigation could be improved by inculcating new technologies. For example, forensic technologies that are evolving newly. So that could be inculcated. So the investigation process is fastened and the rate of conviction rises.
Thank you, Arnav.
Thank you very much.
On to Prabhat, sir.
Hi, Arnav. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Arnav. Arnav, you seem to be a very lively person.
Thank you, sir.
And just following up with Bhaskar sir's question, you mentioned something about transparency in investigation, right?
Yes.
And but I would just like to go a step further into it. I want to know that how would you differentiate transparency versus privacy conflict? For example, the records of the criminals. You have a program on this coming, scheme on it coming, right? You know about it? Online database of all the
Yes,
convicts. What do you call it?
Sir, sir, I'm unable to recall right now, but I have read about this scheme.
Yes, yes. So how do you think about this controversy, transparency versus privacy? Because you'll be putting a lot of people who are not even convicted, on online database,
Yes.
and under scrutiny, and in the name of transparency, right?
Yes.
And also we are moving to an age where privacy is one of the major law, and it is considered as a fundamental right, right?
Yes.
So how do you go about it? What is your opinion?
Yes. Sir, firstly, to answer the first question, sir, the program is called CCTNS, where we will be linking all the police and the administrative parts of it, so that the records of the people is kept there. So secondly, sir, for the sir, it seems like the privacy part and the transparency part are just two things very opposite. but to certain extent, sir, they are both for the benefit of the people only. So, sir, the balancing of privacy with the transparency is very much essential. For example, sir, in the RTI Act, which is the panacea for the information and privacy issues, sir, there are certain factors under the Official Secrets Act or the the Armed Forces Act.
I do get your point that there are provisions. I understand. I'm asking, what is your stand on it? Transparency versus privacy.
Sir,
Being an administrator, I just want your stand. Just a clear stand.
Sir,
transparency.
Just a second, sir.
Yes.
Just a second.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir. My laptop was discharged.
No issues. No issues. No issues.
Sir, my stand would be, sir, I will be taking a mid path, because even though, sir, it is necessary to inculcate transparency and accountability.
No.
And
Again. My question is transparency versus privacy. You have only one choice. How would you see? There's no mid path, right? Because if you put data online.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just take a stand. See, don't worry about the stand. Just take a stand. I'm not asking you to substantiate it.
Sir, transparency would be the thing, but keeping inside the national security of it.
Good. No
of course.
Okay. All right. You seem to be getting into a lot of hobbies: singing, guitar, yoga. Right? You started some new interest as well. So how do you manage these things? How do you prioritize your hobbies? Because there are many. So I want to know which are the two favorite ones you have.
Sir, singing, I like it very much. So singing and playing guitar goes along with. So when I get times during weekends, so I do that for 15 minutes, 20 minutes or half an hour. So it relaxes my mind, along with it gives me a good flow and purpose. Along with that, sir, yoga, sir, I practice daily, because it gives me a fit body and a fit mind. Because, sir, in the long phase of preparation, sir, my body was getting unfit for the thing. So to keep the body fit and running, sir, yoga has helped me. And sir, book reading, sir, in the curriculum and the basic reading, sir, we have been reading many of the books. So, sir, the books that we read about in our course books, I have started to read those books as well. Okay. So they give a deeper meaning to my essays or my arguments or anything.
Okay. And you have done your IIT. That's done into biology, right?
Yes, sir.
Biological inspired. So how do you think? You mentioned there's a environmental biopark, new bio project in your district, right?
Yes.
So how do you think, as an administrator, being a deputy collector or being a person opposed, you can make some two basic efforts using your graduation knowledge in that field?
Yes, sir. Sir, the biotech or the biologically inspired system science, sir, has been rising as an interest all over world, and in India as well. The government is focusing upon it too. Sir, it can provide basic solutions. For example, sir, in the rural areas, sir, malnutrition is a problem. So, sir, a simple solution would be food fortification, and the government is adopting it also. Similarly, sir, energy is a problem for the nation, and specifically in rural areas. So, sir, bioenergy plants and biogas plants are very much helpful in that. Along with that, sir, other implementations like solar power trees are being installed so as to continue clean and renewable energy. Sir, other inputs are also there, like pharmacogenomics. So in the recent COVID-19, we have seen the importance of the biotechnology involving vaccines as well.
Okay. All right. Arnav, if we talk about singing, as you mentioned, whom do you think you can think upon more, that you relate to more? Which songs do you like more when you sing?
Sir, pop songs, I do sing a lot. So if quoting the singers, then it would be, Sir, Lucky Ali would be one, and then Kailash Kher sir would be one. And sir, basic songs, sir, the popular music that is going on. So I do sing those.
So what is the take on this new? There are two issues currently going on. One which I've seen is, one is a remix issue.
Yes.
Okay. The original songs are being now remixed, and so there's dearth of originality into singing first. And the second issue, which I feel, the cover songs, what is the issue? Your take on the IPR, the copyright issue on the cover songs, if you are aware about it. Yeah.
Sir, sir, you all are not visible to me. First.
Okay. Am I visible?
Yes, sir. Now you are visible, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, the first issue of the remix, sir. Certainly, sir. The remix that are coming in nowadays, sir, they have creativity to certain extent, but they are not able to match that creative part of the original songs that had been sung. And sir, remixing with certain differences.
What do you think? What is the reason behind this more remix culture? We don't have those musical colleges and institutions like we had earlier. Do you think that? Is it right? Because nowadays everyone wants to sing and make a YouTube video, but no one wants to learn it through the traditional method.
Yes, sir. Sir,
you think?
Very rightly mentioned, sir. The YouTube, even though has helped many of the singers, but the culture that has evolved is to just join some of the songs or pick up some of the raps or riffs from the older music and which had been famous and just putting it along. So, sir,
Right.
it to some extent, sir, it mars the creativity. So it should be avoided. To some extent, sir, many famous songs are being remixed, but it should not become the norm of the society.
Okay. And how do you think this, as an administrator,
Yes.
Three things which you know about library, right? What three new things you want to do for the students seeing the education system that can bring in more co-curricular activities in the schools, and in which area would you want to do that? Sports, singing, whatever you want to do. So being an administrator, how do you think you would like to make changes in that?
Sir, for a holistic development of a child at the school level, sir, multiple, along with, sir, the cognitive abilities that we get from the curricular education, sir, the extracurricular should, in my opinion, include one of the cultural hobbies, which could include singing, dancing, poetry, something like that. That is one of the things. Secondly,
yes,
sir,
yes. But how would you ensure it? How would you ensure it? Three things. How would you ensure? Being an administrator, I get your point. How would you ensure that?
Sir, I will, if at an administrative position, sir, then I will be able to influence the schools and the colleges present in the area. So, sir, I will lead by an example, first of all, that how much these extracurriculars do have helped me in my academics as well. Along with that, sir, I will promote clubs formations in the schools so that they can garner the talents of the students. Along with that, sir, trained teaching is very much necessary. So evolving that as an employment opportunity in my district would be one of the priorities, so that the students get good quality education in that. And sir, evolving further studies, or we can say curriculum in the co-curricular or extracurricular is also very much necessary, whether it be sports or music, so that the interested children can pursue their career as well and make their careers bright.
Okay, that's it from my side. Pulkit ji, you can carry forward.
Hi, Arnav. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. You are audible.
Yeah, Arnav, how are you doing? How are you feeling about this?
Sir, I am feeling good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I was just going through your DAF. Currently, are you employed somewhere, or you are now just preparing?
Sir, I am just preparing.
Okay, earlier you were employed in a job at Campus Student Communities Private Limited.
Yes, sir.
Can you describe me what was your role at the organization?
Sir, I joined as a management trainee, and later on, sir, I was given the position of associate manager. Sir, in the initial months, sir, I went through orientation program. So various departments in the company are present. For example, the operation and maintenance and the food and beverages and other departments are there. So initial 2 months, I got the information of that. Sir, then I was attached to the CEO's desk, where I worked for the formalization part of the company, because it was comparatively a newer company. And then, sir, later on for my work, sir, business development was majorly my profile. So since it's a student housing company, so meeting with new prospects and dealing with them, along with bringing business to the company, was the primary work that I did. Along with that, sir, technological initiatives also I did bring. For example, I got the IoT, or the Internet of Things, as a starter in my company. So these were my roles.
So what was this utility of IoT? I hope that this work was related more towards kind of student communities. Can you give me more clarity on the role rather than specifying what kind of things that you did? What kind of field this company is working? And what is the application of IoT in that field?
Okay. Sir, the field of work of the company is a student housing. Sir, basically it has formalized the hostel business, which has been running informally, whether it be in Kota or in Delhi or in Bangalore. And sir, the company works in business to business model as well as business to customer. So as to say, we did partner with universities, whether private or government, to build the infrastructure of the hostels and run the facilities. Or sir, we directly partnered with the students and they could directly come to the company and register for the housing part of it and get the housing from the company. Sir, the Internet of Things, sir, had multiple usage. Sir, first of all, security could be automated because security of girls hostel as well as boys hostel had been very much necessary. So that part was automized. Sir, secondly, sir, energy. Sir, I went through the economics of the company and I realized that there was a lot of expense upon the energy part of it. So sir, IoT, for example, automatically functioning lights and fans. So that part saves the energy. Sir, along with that, sir, it brings newer technologies in the whole company, for example, motion sensors and all. So sir, they orient the students in the housing also technologically. So these were some of the functions.
So Arnav, were you present there when this project was implemented in any of the hostels that you just told me? Or you had left by the time it was undertaken?
Sir, I had piloted the project in one of the floors of my company, but later on I had left, so I am unable to.
So can you just give me a number around like what kind of difference it made in terms of that you're talking about? It made a significant savings for the company. Can you give me some comparison in terms of percentage of that saving?
Sir, in the initial few months, according to my knowledge, sir, 5 to 7% was the electrical billing decline that we saw for the floor that I got the pilot installed. So,
and what was the expenditure on installing the entire system that you just talked about?
Sir, in one floor, taking a floor area of, sir, it was around 2 lakhs nearly.
What was the area? Okay, fine. Anyway, let's move ahead. You have done your graduation in biologically inspired systems, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you name any 5 such biologically inspired systems that we can see around?
Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, sir, humanoid robot is very much inspired from human being. Secondly, sir, the aeroplane, which we see, is very much inspired from the flight of the bird. Thirdly, sir, the nano robots that we are seeing, they are inspired from the functioning of the immune cells and the RBCs. Sir, fourthly, sir, many drones are being made, so that are also biologically inspired systems. And sir, sir, the artificial intelligence that has evolved in the recent times, it is also a biologically inspired system because it has taken inspiration from human cognition only. So these are some of the systems.
Okay, so you talked about a humanoid, right? Can you name some of the famous humanoids in the last decade?
Sir, Asimov is coming to my mind. It's made by Honda, a Japanese company. Along with that, sir, recently, sir, ISRO is planning to send Vyomnaut in the space station. Not the space station, but the human program of India, Gaganyaan. So, sir, these two are coming presently.
Okay, now you belong to Raebareli, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me the approximate distance between Raebareli and the other Bareli, that is Bansbareli?
Sir, it's 320 kilometers.
Okay, fine, that's good. Like there is also a mention of Surya Kuti in your DAF.
Yes.
Now, inspired from that, can you give me mythological significance of Surya and its significance in present days?
Sir, Surya has been regarded as the giver of life. in the mythology as well as in the real life, as we have seen in recent researches that every life form which has evolved on the earth has been given energy from the sun. So the primary producers being the plants, and every other form of energy or life on earth is derived from Surya. Sir, in in Hindu mythology, it is considered as a devta. So we call as Surya Devta. And sir, it is the leader of the happenings that do occur. And sir, mythological perspective, sir, many of the yoga asanas as well are oriented towards the Surya. For example, the Surya Namaskar is done. So from the ancient times only, the importance of Surya was very much felt. So the Surya Namaskar was evolved. Along with that, sir, the havans that we do, that also signifies the energy of sun, which we try to manipulate. And sir, in the modern times also, the evolution of energy that the sun does through nuclear fusion is very much inspiring, sir, the modern researches. So it is going on in many of the countries, like in UK, tokamak research is going on, and in India as well, for the fusion reactions, so as to evolve a source of clean energy. Along with that, sir, it is the primary source of energy, so it is sustaining the life on earth.
Okay, can you signify its significance or the commitments that has been included in terms of the renewable energy targets that we are having for the country?
Yes, sir. In the recent COP 26, that is the Glasgow, sir, Honorable Prime Minister has given multiple targets. Sir, the firstly would be to achieve carbon neutrality by the year 2070. Then, sir, increasing the share of renewable energies to nearly 50% of the Indian energy mix. Then, sir, taking the non-fossil fuel-based energy to nearly 45%. And, sir, enhancing the carbon sinks of the country by more afforestation and reforestation to 3 billion, 2.5 to 3 billion plantations.
Okay, thank you, Arnav. I'll move on. There was a discussion regarding the ranking of IITs. Can you tell me the recent NIRF ranking for IIT Jodhpur?
Sir, it was 43, sir, but it is not the latest one. It was the earlier one, because I have to check for this one. For this one, sir, IIT Madras on the top. So
okay, fine. So this year's you are not aware of it, right?
No, sir.
Can you also tell me the parameters for this NIRF rankings?
Sir, so infrastructure is one of the parameters. Then teacher-student ratio is one of the parameters. Then, sir, research facility is one of the parameters. Then, sir, foreign students and research papers are also one of the parameters. The IPRs that are coming from the colleges, that are also parameters.
Okay, fine. Moving ahead, I think Bhaskar had asked you a question regarding the population policy.
Yes.
There must be, I think you were talking in context of Uttar Pradesh, right? The bill that was presented. Can you give me the salient features of that particular policy that had been talked?
Sir, I am unable to come up with the exact norms, but the policy, the basic direction was, sir, to positively orient the population so as to reduce the excessive pressure of the population and keep it under control, sir. But I will have to check over it, the exact measures.
Okay. Can you tell me about what do you mean by shadow pandemic? Have you heard of this term?
Yes, sir, I did.
So what it means?
Sir, so the shadow pandemic would be, sir, the silent form of discrimination that the women are facing during the pandemic, and it was going behind the hand. For example, the work involved in the home chores had for the women had been increased a lot. Along with that, sir, the remedy measures that they were able to utilize during the normal times, for example, the Seva Kendras and the police help or the counselor help, sir, they were not able to get. Along with that, sir, the medical facilities that they did utilize, so sir, that they were also not able to get. And sir, the shadow pandemic was is a very broad term. So not only women, sir, the children, the transgenders, as well as the mentally challenged people, sir, they all faced this double discrimination, so to say.
Okay, fine. And next will be my last question. Do you know about the Lulu Mall controversy in Lucknow?
Yes, sir, I'm aware of it.
What is the controversy or what is the whole issue around?
Sir, up to my knowledge, sir, there were certain elements. Sir, the Lulu Mall has been recently inaugurated in Lucknow, and it is the biggest mall in the northern India. And sir, Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh has inaugurated it. So, sir, it has provided employment to a lot of people. Sir, recently some of the people were seen to be praying there, and sir, that became an issue to the other community because sir, being a public place, any form of activity connected to the religious affairs in the public affairs had been barred. So, sir, the video had been circulated, and the multiple other communities gave their conflict. So, sir, the administration of the mall as well as the local administration have put up a stay upon there, so that no community is able to do the things.
Arnav, are you sure that in a public place it's an illegal activity to worship?
No, sir.
Have you seen people worshipping or giving namaz on railway stations or anything? Have you ever come across this in your life?
Yes, sir. It is not illegal, so to say.
So then how it is different with respect to when you see these things happening at other places like railway stations or on roads or other places that you call as so-called public places?
Yes, sir. They do occur, and certainly, sir, in the growing scenario of the present time, sir, the religion is very much becoming personalized. So, if my opinion is being judged, then I would be preferring to keep religion as a personal affair, which is personalized to an extent, and so as to maintain the social and the secular fabric of the country.
Okay, thank you, Arnav. I could have asked more questions, but due to paucity of time, it's now over to Siddharth, sir. Thank you, Arnav.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Arnav. Well,
good evening, sir.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Pulkit sir, and then Bhaskar sir, and Prabhat sir. So now I've got, then we will jump on straight away the feedback section. Okay. All right. So the first question goes, is your name Arnav is synonym of name Pranav, or is it different?
Sir, sir, I do know the meaning of the name Arnav, sir, and I do not have the knowledge about the name Pranav. But Arnav means, sir, a sagar or ocean or vastness and depth. So, sir, these are the features of this name. And for Pranav, sir, I'm unable to come up, but I will see to it.
Okay, okay. My next question would be, since you have done your graduation from IIT Jodhpur, right?
Yes.
Because in this growing world right now, we've got huge potential in the tech world. You could have made it like 50 lakh or maybe 60, 70 lakh, maybe 1 CR, you could have done your package. Why civil services?
Sir,
in fact, with growing technologies, you could help millions of people, not only here in India, but also you can serve the entire globe with your technologies. Why civil services?
Yes, sir. Sir, it was a personal choice of mine because, sir, the orientation and the exposure that I got during my 3rd years and 4th years of college. Sir, so I have been interacting with many of the civil servants. So they had inspired me, and sir, I had been pursuing social service as one of my courses, and I have been involved in the Parivartan and Soch, which are the social service sectors of IIT. So, sir, during that, sir, I have seen the grassroots level issues that do persist in the country. And sir, along with that, sir, later on, when I researched upon those things, so I realized that, yes, I could utilize my potential in the engineering field as well. But sir, as an administrator, sir, the civil services offers a vast opportunity and a lot of diversity to implement my thoughts and to implement the policies of the government, so that it can have a chain reaction kind of thing, so that it impacts a very large section of the society. And sir, the social prestige that the service does attach to itself is also one of the reasons, sir, and the satisfaction of the job and to have made considerable difference in the life of people are very much the reasons that have attracted me towards the services.
Okay, my next question, and I think presumably it could be the last question, perhaps. You've got your optional sociology, right?
Yes.
There's a very popular question with reference to social stratification. Could you please differentiate between वो Marx का जो theory था और जो Weber theory था on the basis of social stratification?
Yes, sir. Sir, the Marxist theory is very much based upon economic determinism. सर कार्ल मार्क्स कहते हैं कि सर पूरी सोसाइटी दो हिस्सों में बटी है, या तो हैव्स और या तो हैव नॉट्स. सर हैव्स वो हैं जिनके पास मींस ऑफ प्रोडक्शन और मोड ऑफ प्रोडक्शन पे कंट्रोल है, एंड हैव नॉट्स वो हैं जो जिनका उन पर कंट्रोल नहीं है और वो बस उस पर काम करते हैं. सो सर वो उनका बाइनरी डिवीजन है सोसाइटी का स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन का. बट सर वेबर इज ऑफ ट्रिनिटेरियन पर्सपेक्टिव. तो सर वेबर कहते हैं कि सोसाइटी सिर्फ दो हिस्सों में नहीं बटी, वो और सिर्फ इकोनॉमी के बेसिस पे नहीं है, वो सर तीन बेसिस पे बटी हुई है, जो कि है क्लास, स्टेटस और पार्टी. और सर इनके हिसाब से वो सर सोसाइटी में 4 डिविजन्स करते हैं, जो कि जो टॉप बोर्जुआसी होते हैं, बोर्जुआ होते हैं सर, देन द पेटी बोर्जुआ आर देयर, देन द ब्लू कॉलर्ड वर्कर आर देयर, एंड देन सर द मैनुअल लेबर वर्कर्स आर देयर. सो इस तरीके से सर वेबर और मार्क्स अपना अपना स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन अलग करते हैं.
ग्रेट. एक बोनस क्वेश्चन है, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग मुझे लगता है. कहते हैं कि समाज में चोरी जो है वो इमोरल भी है, अनएथिकल भी है.
Yes.
लेकिन कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन अनएथिकल नहीं है लेकिन इमोरल है. Would you please interpret the statement?
सर चोरी एज एन एक्ट सर अनएथिकल कहा जाता है, बट एट सर्टेन पॉइंट्स ऑफ टाइम सर उस चोरी को भी सर एथिकल ग्राउंड्स पर जस्टिफाई किया जाता है. सर फॉर एग्जांपल सर अगर कोई ऐसी स्थिति में है जो कि अपनी मदद नहीं कर सकता और कोई फैमिली में कोई इंसान मर रहा है, तो अगर किसी गरीब बच्चे ने चोरी करी है, तो सर इट इज द ड्यूटी ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन दैट इट सीज द बिहाइंड ऑफ दैट. सो सर इट कांट जस्ट बी द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर. Sir, we have to see the ethical part of it, which was a good reason for it. And sir, but the caste system को sir ethics and morality के basis पे judge करने पर sir caste system हमारा एक older system चला आ रहा है, जो कि modernity के साथ sir कुछ हद तक break भी हुआ है और कुछ हद तक sir उसने adopt भी किया है. तो sir जैसे कि दीपांकर गुप्ता जी कहते हैं कि sir आज के समय में जो कास्ट है सर उसमें जो हायरार्किकल फीचर था, जो कि काफी ज्यादा एथिकली रॉन्ग समझा जाता था, जिनमें हम कास्ट को हायरार्की में लगाते थे, सर वो फैक्टर अब काफी मॉडल हो गया है, एंड कास्ट सर बेसिकली डिस्क्रीट होती चली जा रही है. तो वो डिफरेंस है, बट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन सर धीरे धीरे करके कम होता जा रहा है. तो सर इस तरीके से सर मैं कास्ट को इंटरप्रेट करूंगा.
Thank you so much, Arnav. I really appreciate answering all the question. I think that's over from all our end, and एक बार हम जल्दी से एक feedback की तरफ बढ़ते हैं. Relax हो जाइए आप. Interview is over now, and it was an amazing.
Okay,
Let us hear the feedback straight away
Yes.
from Bhaskar sir, and then the chain goes continuously.
So Arnab, it was, I mean, I enjoyed talking to you. I hope everybody enjoyed talking to you, because, you know, you are sharp, you have your wits together, you have your heads on your shoulders, you know what to say and how to say. I mean, you are a cheerful candidate, and your breadth of knowledge is pretty good. Best part is you are backing your answers with examples. I mean, you don't give the opportunity to the interviewer to say ki kuch example do ya kuch batao. You are anyways, you are telling the examples and everything. I would say ki overall, you know, you are a good candidate. I mean, pretty good candidate, and considering Uttar Pradesh and everything, or if you have done your mains good, I mean, if you are very happy with your performance in mains, I think, I mean, we all will concur on that ki we hope to see you on the list, and maybe somewhere up the order in the list. But few things I would like to tell you
Yes.
Uttar Pradesh ke bare mein. I mean,
जी सर।
जो उत्तर प्रदेश का इंटरव्यू होता है, जो हम यूपीएससी के इंटरव्यूज देखते हैं और जो उसके मॉक्स भी देखते हैं या जो हो चुके हैं, उससे थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट होता है। आई मीन आई एग्री वी आर ऑल कन्वर्सिंग इन इंग्लिश, बट इंग्लिश की मात्रा वहाँ बहुत कम होती है, एंड देन पीपल जनरली टॉक इन हिंदी
जी
एंड
जी
यू नो,
जी
तो कीप योर हिंदी के वर्ड्स का जो आर्सनल है ना हैंडी, आई मीन बी गुड एट इट। और जब घुसना अंदर इंटरव्यू हॉल की तरफ, तो फोटोज लगी हैं भारत रत्न लोगों की, तो कुछ भारत रत्न पे क्वेश्चन तैयार कर लेना। सोशियोलॉजी पे हम लोगों ने ज्यादा क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा, आई मीन आई कैन नॉट बिकॉज माई ऑप्शनल वाज नॉट सोशियोलॉजी। सो सोशियोलॉजी को थोड़ा अच्छे से करना, बिकॉज देयर वुड बी समबडी अ सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट जो तुमको सोशियोलॉजी पे बढ़िया से ड्रिल करेगा। बाकी उत्तर प्रदेश के बारे में सेक्स रेशियो एंड एवरीथिंग, कीप द फैक्ट्स हैंडी और बी कॉन्फिडेंट, बी पॉजिटिव, and you know, I think I hope to see you on that list soon,
sir. Okay sir.
Thank you
sir, thanks.
Hi Adav. As
Yes,
I said,
yes.
I found you to be a cheerful person initially only. So you have a very pleasant personality, okay, smiling personality. Sab acha tha. And as Bhaskar said, everyone I think so would be eager to see you in the list. But some things which you can always improve.
Yes.
है ना? So from my personal experiences, I'll just tell you 3-4 points. You can very well jot it down, and it will come in handy.
Yes.
थोड़ा fatigue आ जाता है आपका later part of the interview. Getting my point?
Yes. Sir.
If you'll get a video or something like that, you'll see there is some fatigue in the later part.
Okay.
Now that can be due to underconfidence. कोई क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं आ रहा है, तो तुम कभी ना थोड़ा डाउन, जैसे एक दो पुराने क्वेश्चन हिट बैक करते हैं ना तुमको, तो थर्ड क्वेश्चन में तुमको उठने में टाइम लग रहा है।
yes,
होता है, हाँ, वो मेरे साथ भी होता था। बट देन अगेन इंटरव्यू है, तो जिसमें कम नॉलेज है ना उसमें फटाक से कम बोल के तुरंत गेट बैक हो जाओ। ठीक है?
ठीक है सर।
उसको तुम एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करोगे ना कि सर मेरे को आता है, मेरे को आता है, मेरे को आता है, व्हाट विल हैपन ना, ही विल नो दैट यू डोंट नो एट द एंड, एंड यू विल आल्सो लूज योर कॉन्फिडेंस। तो क्विकली बस थोड़ा सा बता के सर इतना ही नॉलेज है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ठीक है? वन दिस फटीग थिंग ज्यादा मेजर नहीं है, बट आई थिंक सो अगर इंटरव्यू लंबा चल गया, हाँ, अगर इंटरव्यू लंबा चल गया, somehow they start liking talking to you, so I don't think so we should give them an opportunity जहाँ पे वो डिसलाइक करें, है ना?
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है? और you have good knowledge, you have very good knowledge. Only issue is channelize and prioritize your points. Okay. You need to prioritize. Okay. For example, the very first question Bhaskar sir asked, and you came out with good 2-3 points, but according to me, the prior important points came third and fourth.
Okay.
है ना? थोड़ा भी ड्रिल कर लो। कब है तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू?
सर परसों है।
परसों है ना? हाँ, थोड़ा आज बैठ खुद के साथ बात करना, आंसर देने से पहले 10 सेकंड 2-3 सेकंड सोच के प्रायोरिटाइज करके जो पहला इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट लगे उसको हिट करो, फिर दूसरा तीसरा सब पॉइंट दे सकते हैं। हॉबीज गुड है, ट्राई टू प्रायोरिटाइज हॉबी ओनली इनटू 2 सेक्शंस। मतलब हॉबीज इट इज वेरी वास्ट, सो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज यू आर गिविंग एन ओपन एंडेड। हॉबीज आर आवर कंफर्ट जोन। ओके, सो वी गिव हॉबीज जहाँ पे वो हमको क्वेश्चन पूछे, हम चाहते हैं वहां पूछे। बट इफ यू गिव देम ओपन एंडिंग ना, कि रीडिंग, तो नॉवेल में घुस जाएंगे। व्हाट यू कैन डू इज 2 हॉबीज यू कैन सेलेक्ट, है ना? 1-2 दिन में थोड़ा आसपास उसके देख लो। आई डोंट नो यूपीपीएससी में ज्यादा इंटरव्यू में पूछते हैं कि नहीं हॉबीज पे, बट आई थिंक सो दे मस्ट बी आस्किंग, है ना? तो हॉबीज को थोड़ा रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दो। 4 इज वेरी वाइड फॉर 2 days बिकॉज यू वोंट बी एबल टू प्रिपेयर, राइट? अगर इंटरव्यू पीछे होता तो मैं बोल भी देता कि तुम कर लो। और हाँ, एक पॉइंट है जो तुम्हारा थोड़ा मेरे को नेगेटिव लगा, उसको यूज करना। इफ 2 points, if you have been asked to take a stand, take a stand, ठीक है? स्टैंड ले लो, बुरा नहीं मानेंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने क्वेश्चन वैसा पुट अप किया ना। बट अगर तुम डिफेंड करने चले जाओगे ना, न्यूट्रल बैलेंस रहने चले जाओगे, तो वो नहीं चाहिए। टेक अ स्टैंड, ट्राई टू जस्टिफाई इट, बस। ठीक है, खत्म। ठीक है सर। दे वोंट माइंड इट, वो तुमको मार्क्स उसके लिए काटेंगे नहीं कि गलत स्टैंड ले लिया, ऐसा नहीं काटेंगे। ठीक है? उनको देखना है ना, तुम्हारी मेंटालिटी तो देखनी है उनको। ठीक है? ठीक है। और हाँ, दूसरा लास्ट एक और चीज, 3 पॉइंट बोल के 4 या 5 पॉइंट मत बोलो।
ओके सर, मतलब 3 पॉइंट्स ही बोल रहे हैं।
हाँ, अगर उन्होंने 3 पूछा है तो 3 पॉइंट। ओके, जैसे मैं तुमसे बोला टेल मी 3 थिंग, यू वेंट टू 4-5, है ना? क्योंकि उससे क्या हो रहा है ना, ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं आएंगे। ओके सर। ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं आएंगे तो इंटरव्यू बोरिंग हो जाएगा। ठीक है सर। ठीक है, फिर तुम ही बोलोगे, वो नहीं बोलेंगे। ठीक है? एंड रेस्ट ऑल योर नॉलेज एंड बेस इज वेरी वाइड, so touch wood, if everything goes good, you will get good amount of time to speak and talk to them. So let them ask and you
Yes,
give
sir.
answers.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. ठीक है, sir.
Yeah. One more thing. Being an administrator ना थोड़ा ग्राउंड के आंसर्स दे देना, मतलब थोड़ा और ग्राउंड से जुड़ के, जैसे
है,
हॉबी में तुमने बोला ना, तो सोशल मीडिया को एकदम ही मत कट करो. मैंने ट्रैप सेट किया था. मैंने तुमको बोला सिंगिंग में सोशल मीडिया खराब है, ठीक है, और मैंने बोला तुम सिंगिंग को कैसे प्रमोट करोगे अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. तुमने सोशल मीडिया को, क्योंकि तुम्हारे दिमाग में मेंटली खत्म हो चुका था. आज के टाइम में को करिकुलर एक्टिविटी को प्रमोट करने का सबसे अच्छा तरीका
सोशल मीडिया है. सही बात है.
हाँ, तो तुमने उसको नेगेट कर दिया क्योंकि तुमको पता था मेरा बायस है सोशल मीडिया के अगेंस्ट. ऐसा नहीं है, उसको यूज करना. ठीक है, मैंने वो पर्पसली दोनों क्वेश्चन आगे पीछे डाले थे. ओके,
ठीक है सर, वो ठीक है.
ओके. हाँ.
Hello, hi Arnav. It was very nice, in fact, very engaging to interact with you. Now, as your interview
Thank you very much.
is after, I'll just give you quick points. There is no need to have a very major change in your approach. I'll just give you quick points about what you can improve. Like you are very good in your communication skills, you are very patient, you are sharp. But one thing I like to highlight is listen the question carefully. जैसे एक मैंने आपसे पूछा था कि mythological significance of सूर्य and its today's significance. तो आपने mythological significance पे ही जोर लगाए रखा. Then फिर मैंने आपको लुलु मॉल के बारे में controversy पूछा था. You just started talking about like how it came about, largest mall. Those things were not. Although it is good that you know about it, but be very particular and listen to the specific question. Point here. Second point here, आप अपने replies को short रखिए.
Okay.
There is a habit at times कि हम अगर वो space आपको मिलता है, silence मिलता है, we just try to fill up that space.
Yes.
Not needed always. जैसे मैंने आपसे सिर्फ shadow pandemic पूछा. What is shadow pandemic? There was no need. You just should have just given a one-liner reply. There was no need to elaborate.
Okay.
At times it is also handy because कि ऐसे कि अगर आप चुप रहते हो तो हो सकता है कि उनका अगर इंटरेस्ट रहेगा, maybe he'll ask you one more question, and if you it will be better for you that you know the next question also. You can have a kind of engaging discussion on that, right?
Okay. Okay.
Price थोड़ा short रखिए.
ठीक है sir.
As Prabhat sir and Bhaskar sir had mentioned, organize your thoughts and prioritize your points.
ठीक है sir.
आप अपने points को prioritize करिए. तो वो कई बार क्या होता है कि like even if they are asking you 5 points, they generally listen to your first 2-3 points, and then and there itself they will decide that whether you know the coming points or not. और उनका मकसद एक तरीके से आपके साथ एक engagement की तरफ. If you are taking your interview towards a conversation or an engagement with them, that will definitely benefit you, right?
Okay sir.
थोड़ा slowly उसको 3-4 पॉइंट आप बोलोगे, वो अपने आप ही आपको आप देखोगे कि वो कट शॉर्ट कर देंगे. ये मेरे ब्रॉडर आपको वो हो गए. हाँ, एक चीज और मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि आप अपने रिप्लाईज में कुछ स्पेसिफिक चीजें लाने की कोशिश करिए. जैसे 2 क्वेश्चंस मैंने आपको स्पेसिफिकली इसीलिए पूछे थे. एक तो NIRF रैंकिंग वाला.
Yes sir.
I had asked you a question regarding that. आप उसमें स्पेसिफिक आप कोट कर सकते थे, सर these parameters are there like on this specifically. Then again जब सर ने आपसे पॉपुलेशन पॉलिसी ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश का जो क्वेश्चन पूछा था, आप salient फीचर्स को अपने आंसर में ला सकते थे in order to reveal that you also know about what were the salient features of that, right? तो एक specificity और आएगी उसमें.
ठीक है.
अलावा जैसे अब मैंने आपको आपकी फील्ड से जो क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे, somewhere it seemed like you were guessing after some time. Like मैंने आपसे सेविंग्स एक्सपेंडिचर के बारे में पूछा. If you are not very well aware, मैंने आपको हिंट भी दिया था आप क्वेश्चन में कि like you would have probably left by that time. You could have easily accepted, sir, that by that time I had left, I could not keep track of it, what were its result or the things like that. पर कहीं ना कहीं अगर आप थोड़ा जैसे वो they know about these things, मतलब वो कहीं ना कहीं आपसे एरिया पूछ लेंगे, फिर कितना एक्सपेंडिचर हुआ था, क्या क्या कंपोनेंट लाए थे, एंड दैट वेरी बैडली, राइट? अगर आपको नहीं पता तो आप सीधा डिक्लाइन कर दो. यू जस्ट टेल अबाउट मैं प्लानिंग फेज में आई वाज वर्किंग देयर, एंड बाय द टाइम इट केम अबाउट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन आई लेफ्ट.
ठीक है सर. एक्चुअली गैप आ गया है ना काफी, तो
हां, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग कि डोंट गो फॉर गेसिंग स्पेसिफिकली इन दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन. जैसे मेरे को आपका वो बहुत सही लगा आपका कि replied for Raebareli and Bareilly वाला, you knew about it specifically, तो आपने उसको confidently आंसर कर दिया, right? That I am trying to say. That missed out today in the mythological questions. लुलु वाले में थोड़ा आप एक बार, क्योंकि ये न्यूज में है सारे इश्यूज, तो आप एक बार थोड़े से जो टॉपिक स्पेसिफिकली जो आपके पिछले 1 वीक या 10 दिन से जो यूपी से रिलेटेड न्यूज आइटम्स हैं, उनको आप एक बार अच्छे से कर लीजिए. और वहां पर एक चीज और, आपने खुद ही अपने पैर पे एक तरीके से कुल्हाड़ी मारी थी. I had not asked you for your view on that particular controversy. I was just asking you what is the controversy.
Yes, sir.
You yourself came up with view. This was a very tricky question. In fact, I was also in a very dilemma whether I should ask you this question or not, right? And then you started giving your view. There was no need to give your view yourself. अगर आप engaging बनाओगे, वो definitely आपको ओपिनियन पूछेगा, और अगेन ओपिनियन आप वही रखिए, एक तरीके से वही जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली और जो लीगल लाइंस पर है, आप उसी ओपिनियन को रखिए, बट अवॉइड गिविंग द ओपिनियन बाय योरसेल्फ, राइट? तो ये कुछ पॉइंट आप देखो, कई बार क्या होता है कि इट गिव्स यू काइंड ऑफ कई बार एक्साइटमेंट हो जाता है, यू नो अबाउट अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, आप उस एक्साइटमेंट में सब कुछ बोलना उसके बारे में चाहते हो. नो, यू शुड बी वेरी क्लेवर इन दिस. आप उन अपने रिप्लाईज को ऐसे पॉइज करो ताकि यू गेट अ सेट ऑफ अराउंड 5 to 6 क्वेश्चंस ऑन दैट. अगर आपको वो सेट मिलता है तो प्रॉब्ली एक पैनलिस्ट, जनरली दे आस्क यू अराउंड 6 to 7 क्वेश्चन, नॉट मोर देन दैट. तो वो पैनलिस्ट तो बहुत अच्छे से कवर हो जाता है. तो आप थोड़ा इन चीजों को ध्यान में रखिए. बाकी विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट. आई थिंक यू विल डेफिनेटली डू वेल. You have all the skills in you and be very confident about your positives. Whatever we are giving you, they are just tinged to help in improvement, right? There is no need. देखो, आपका 2 दिन के बाद इंटरव्यू है. Be like the way you had been till now. If you are able to incorporate these 2-3 points, that will be well and good. Otherwise, आप अपनी entire preparation या entire outlook को बिल्कुल मत चेंज करना है. This will be my.
मैं ट्राई करता हूँ सर इसमें सर जितना मैक्सिमम हो पाता है.
Okay, thank you, Arnav. Over from my side. I think if any other panelist wants to add anything further, it's over to them.
Yeah, Arnav, I would just like to add, जैसा सर ने कहा, पुलकित सर ने कहा, प्रभात सर ने भी कहा, don't give them the interviewers bait, with the panelists bait. I mean, ज़्यादा बोलना कभी-कभी, I mean, your answers are good, brisk, but you know, sometimes, see, you are already a likable personality. Okay, so you don't have to try extra hard to be more likable. I mean, that will, you know, ज़्यादा कुछ मीठा हो जाता है तो it sometimes
True.
works against it. So you are already a likable personality. Don't try extra hard to be more likable. You are already a likable personality, and things will do good in your favor. So just be yourself, right? That's it. Thank you.
No.
Sir, I would also
all the best.
Some queries, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, firstly, sir, if intro पूछा जाता है, so sir, in intro, what should I tell? मतलब कि जैसे UPPCS में they are saying that you should not tell your name or your place or your home state.
So when you go inside, वो शुरू ऐसे ही करते हैं कि बोलते हैं बिना अपनी जाति और अपना वो बताए हुए आप अपना नाम और बिना अपनी जाति का जिक्र किए हुए आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन दें. तो you will start with कि I belong from रायबरेली. मैं रायबरेली से हूँ. मैंने अपनी प्रारंभिक शिक्षा यहाँ से की. फिर मैंने अपना जो ग्रेजुएशन जो है मैंने यहाँ से किया. और दिस बस इतना काफी है. और बोलना है, अपनी हॉबीज बोलनी है, स्पेसिफाई करना है तो बोल दो, बिकॉज हॉबी एज प्रभात सर सेड अपना कंफर्ट जोन है. वो बोलेंगे तुमसे. शुरुआती ऐसे पूछते ही है कि बिना अपनी नाम और जाति बताए हुए अपना परिचय दें.
तो नाम और जाति के अलावा सर अपना होम प्लेस बता सकते हैं सर रायबरेली?
बिल्कुल.
ठीक है.
होम प्लेस, एजुकेशन बता दो. जैसे जोधपुर, अगर इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट जोधपुर तो IIT जोधपुर ऐसे बोलो. देखो, जहां तुम उनको ले जाना चाहते हो ना, वो देखो उस 2 मिनट में तुम उनको ले जा सकते हो. अगर तुमने हॉबी 4 नहीं बोली होती, 2 हॉबी प्रिसाइज बोलोगे ना, तो वो तुमको वहीं ले जाएंगे और तुम उनको ले जा सकते हो. ट्राई टू, अभी इतना 2 दिन में नहीं होता है, ऐसा किसी का नहीं होता है, बट जस्ट गिव देम दोज एरियाज वेयर यू आर कंफर्टेबल. सो इन 2 days you just one day write down in which areas about yourself you are comfortable. ठीक है. और इंट्रोडक्शन में वही बता दो.
एंड सर इंट्रोडक्शन में सर मतलब कॉलेज टाइम्स में जो पोजीशन ऑफ रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज रही हैं,
बिल्कुल बता सकते हो सर. अपार्ट एज अ पर्सन वो बोल दो ना. सर जैसे ये एजुकेशन है, फर्स्ट यू कैन गो विद, जैसे गुजरात में ये जो मॉडल है, ये ब्लाइंड थ्योरी बोलते हैं, ये गुजरात से स्टार्ट हुआ था. यू डोंट टेल योर नेम एंड एनीथिंग, यू जस्ट टेल अबाउट योर सेल्फ. ठीक है. तो पैनल नोज ओनली अबाउट योर सेल्फ एक्सेप्ट द चेयरमैन. आई थिंक तो किसी के पास दैट भी नहीं होता है. तो यू जस्ट गो एंड टेल देम कि सर वो एक कोड देंगे शायद आपको इधर पे. अगर नहीं देते हैं तो फिर यू जस्ट टेल देम सर आई हैव डन माय ग्रेजुएशन यहाँ से, आई बिलोंग टू रायबरेली. apart from my education as a person, I have taken these leadership skills, मतलब leadership के initiative लिए मैंने ये सब किया है. और and then apart from all these things, when I get the time, I pursue hobby. ये hobby करता हूँ. I like to help people. जो NGO तुमने बताया, तुमने किसी से जुड़े हो, वो सब भी बता सकते हो.
ठीक है. एंड सर जैसे मैंने 3rd ईयर में सर फॉरेन में इंटर्न करी है, तो सर वो बताया जा सकता है या
कंफर्टेबल. देखो मैं तुमको क्या बताया, 2 दिन में उन चीजों को बताओ जिनके बारे में तुम कंफर्टेबल हो.
ओके.
है ना. इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद योर, जैसे वो सर ने तुमको तुम्हारे लास्ट जॉब के बारे में पूछा, ठीक है, so to the extent you are comfortable, if you think in these 2 days you can prepare about foreign internships and related at least 30 to 40 different questions, then go with it. Otherwise, just to bring an additional वो you can mention during conversation.
Okay.
जैसे कहीं पे उन्होंने कुछ पूछ लिया तो तुम स्मार्टली कन्वर्सेशन में डाल देना कि सर मैं फॉरेन में गया था इंटर्नशिप करने, सो दैट इज अ वेरी ट्रिवियल थिंग फॉर यू. बट अगर तुमने उसको इंट्रोडक्शन में डाल दिया, हाँ, अब तुमने उसको स्टार्टिंग में डाल दिया, अब वो पूछेगा कि भाई ये तो तुम्हारा कंफर्ट जोन.
क्योंकि सर इट हैज मतलब वो 2016 में था, तो मतलब अब उसके बारे में मुझे बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल्स तो याद नहीं है, बेसिक चीजें ही याद रह गई हैं, ज्यादा डिटेल्स नहीं याद रही.
यू आर
ऑलरेडी अ लाइकेबल पर्सन यार, नहीं भी बोलोगे तो
उतना टेंशन मत लो, चलेगा. बोल तो रहा हूँ बहुत स्मार्टली, कहीं अगर मन में लगे कि वो कोई विदेश का क्वेश्चन पूछ ले, तुम किस कंट्री गए थे?
सर मैं सिंगापुर गया था.
सिंगापुर गए थे, कुछ हॉबी है टूरिज्म पूछ लेना, बोला सर सिंगापुर जब गया था ना घूमने कंपनी काम से, तो मैंने तब भी वहां पे गाना गा लिया था.
सफाई सैनिटेशन कुछ इस बारे में कुछ बोले तो इस बारे में वहाँ पे अरे पॉपुलेशन वगैरह में भी पूछे कुछ भी, या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे पूछता है कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बहुत अच्छा,
बोल देना सर मैं वहां गया था ना तो वहां बहुत अच्छा देखा.
तो इस तरह से उसको कन्वर्सेशन में लाने की कोशिश करना है.
ठीक है सर, इंट्रो में नहीं बोलता फिर. ठीक है.
हाँ ठीक.
सर लैंग्वेज के लिए रिगार्डिंग सर मैंने ये प्लान किया था कि जब वो इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे तो मैं इंग्लिश में करूंगा, जब वो हिंदी में करेंगे तो हिंदी में करूंगा. सिंपल.
अच्छा, कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है, जिसमें बात करना है उसमें बात करो. और हिंदी में पूछते हैं, अब कुछ शब्दों के तुमको हिंदी नहीं पता होंगे तो उसको इंग्लिश में बोलो. टेक्नोलॉजी को टेक्नोलॉजी बोलोगे, प्रौद्योगिकी तो बोलोगे नहीं. आई मीन दैट इज आवर कंफर्ट जोन. जहाँ पे जिस फ्लो में बात करना है, बस भाषा जो है वो सही होनी चाहिए.
ठीक है सर. ठीक है सर.
बाकी पुलकित जी ने जो दिए रिमार्क्स वो एकदम प्रिसाइज थे. हाँ. और भास्कर जी ने उनको करना है ना अंकल,
मैं उनको इम्प्लीमेंट जितना हो सकता करता हूं.
लास्ट थिंग लाइक देखो, जो टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ है ना, उसका मकसद एक तरीके से एग्जामिनर इज समवेयर लेजी टू रीड योर टैग. तो आप बेसिकली बहुत ब्रॉड चीजें ही बताओ उसमें. ऐसा मत सोचो कि आप उसमें गागर में सागर भर दोगे. ब्रॉडली चीजें रखो जहां से वो भी एक लग रहा है कि उसको कि कन्वर्सेशन इनिशिएट करना चाहता है. तो ब्रॉड चीजें रखो, उसको आप सेग्रीगेट करके रखो. एजुकेशन के बारे में, जॉब के बारे में, हॉबीज के बारे में. जैसे नाम और ये सब तो उन्होंने बाहर कर दिया, 3-4 चीजें बताओ और वहीं से वो आपको कन्वर्सेशन वहां से उसके बाद किसी डायरेक्शन में लेकर जाते हैं. वो
जैसे एजुकेशन में
आप अपने बारे में सब कुछ बता पाओगे. 3-4 ब्रॉडली 3-4 चीजें उसमें बताओ. वही मैंने अपने आंसर को छोटा रखने की जितनी कोशिश करोगे उतना इन टर्म्स ऑफ द एंटायर. सी टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, जब हम भी कन्वर्स कर रहे थे, जब आप बड़ा आंसर दे रहे थे, मैं एक टाइम के बाद अपने माइंड को शट ऑफ कर दे रहा था. एंड देन एनी इंटरव्यू आप अपने आंसर को छोटा रखिए. नहीं पॉसिबल है कि आप सही में अपने बारे में सब कुछ उनको बता पाओगे. वो 30 मिनट तक आपके बारे में ऐसे कई एस्पेक्ट्स होंगे नहीं जान पाएंगे, राइट? आप उसको ब्रीफ रखिए. एंड आई थैंक यू. आई थिंक
बी माइंडफुल ऑफ व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. जो तुम बोलोगे कन्वर्सेशन उधर ही जाएगी. तो जस्ट जैसा सबने बोल दिया ऑलरेडी. ओके, थैंक यू.